Okay, guys, in the previous session, we started with the concept called as preliminary. Yes or no? In that preliminary concept of Companies Act, we started with, different types of companies. Yes or no? Different companies, different types of companies. So among the different types of companies, we discussed different types of companies based upon control. Yes or no? Based upon control. Come on, tell me, guys, when it is based upon control, when it is based upon control, what is mean by a holding company, what is mean by a subsidiary company, and what is mean by an associate company? See, when in one company the other company is doing something, what is it doing? It is holding how much? More than 50 percentage of paid up share capital. No, but it is voting power. When one company controls more than 50% of a voting power in another company, and or it is controlling the majority of the composition of board of directors, then the company which is controlling is called as holding company, and the other company which is being controlled by the other company is called as subsidiary company. Okay, sir, then what about associate company? Associate company is a company in which the other company is having a significant influence. Then our company is called as an associate company, and such the other company which is controlling is called as a holding company. Yes or no? So come on, tell me, what is mean by a significant influence? Significant influence, it is more than 20% of voting power. No, yes or no? 20 power of voting power, but not paid up share capital. Yes or no? Pakka, damn sure. No, yes. Ha ya na? Ha na? Yes or no? Yes, super. So we discussed the company based upon control. Okay, now we are going to discuss the company based upon members. We also discuss the company based upon number of members. Yes or no? So when it comes to a company based upon different types of members, we discussed based upon members, we discussed about two companies called as private company and another one called as public company. One company is called as private company, another company is called as public company. Public company is a company which is not a private company, that we know. Yes or no? We discussed that a public company is a company which is not a private company. Then we have to get to know what is meant by a private company. Yes or no? So come on, tell me, guys, what is meant by a private company? Private company is a company which has minimum paid up share capital as may be prescribed. Gurtunda? Yes or no? समझ गए? Which has a minimum paid up share capital as may be prescribed, and in its articles it have to write something, right? What it have to mention? Point number 1, in its articles what have to be there? Yes, it limits number of members to 200. So in a private company, maximum how many members will be there? Maximum 200. So if at all members are more than 200, then it will be called as public company. Yes or no? So yes, the limitation of members, maximum members in a private company have to be 200. If that limit is extended, then it is called as a public company. That is what given in the definition. Yes or no? So what is given in the definition? Public company is a company other than a private company. So if my member, if in my company, if there are more than 200, then my company is called as public company. Simple. Yes or no? And the second thing which we discussed in the previous session is not the members, but the second point is restriction. What is the second one? Restriction. What it have to restrict? It have to restrict, yes, right to transfer the shares. Right to transfer the shares. So if in a company there is no restriction on right to transfer the shares, then that company is called as private company or public company? Public company. Simple. Okay. If these three are there, that is limitation, restriction and prohibition. Yes or no? Prohibition. If these three things are there, then it will be called as a private company. Other than these things, it will be called as public company. So what are these three things? One is limitation. Limitation of number of members have to be there. How much? 200 have to be there. If there are more than 200, then it is called as a public company. And restriction based upon transfer of shares. If in my company there is a restriction, what is that restriction? You should not transfer the shares. If you transfer the shares, then you are not called as a private company. Then what will be you called? What is your company called as? Simple. Yes or no? Pakka. I already told you the reason why it restricts the transfer of shares. Yes or no? I already told you the point. Okay. Third point is not limitation, not restriction, but entire prohibition. Guys, in a private company, it is not prohibiting the transfer of shares, but it is restricting. Okay. Before you want to transfer it to someone, first you have to do one thing. What is that? Take permission of the company. You have to tell it to company. After giving intimation, proper intimation, then you can transfer it to anyone, no problem. Okay, restriction, a right to transfer of shares. Sir, this property is mine, no? Why I should not transfer? No, you can transfer. But before transferring, what you have to do? Go and intimate to company. For example, I already told you, for example, if I do have a bike, I have a bike, okay? And if I want to sell my bike, that is my property. But prior intimation has to be given to parents, right? Amma, I am selling my bike. I have to tell it to my parents, yes? If at all I do not tell it to my parents, then what will happen? No food. Huh? Yes or no? So, will she allow me to come into my house? No. Yes or no? Chibirkata. Bangasya banging. Bangabhyam. Yes or no? So what will be happening there is, I have to give a proper intimation. I have to give a proper intimation. To whom? To a company. Sir, I want to transfer it to someone. I want to sell my shares to someone. So give a proper permission. Okay. Yes or no? That we discuss. The last one is prohibition. Last one is prohibition. What is prohibition? Prohibition of invitation of shares to public. So if it is a public company, I can invite shares to public. If I am not inviting shares to public, then my company is called as. So that is not restriction, guys. It is not restricting, but it is entirely prohibiting. You are called as a private company, no? How can you, invite the shares from public? Pakka. How can you invite the shares from public? No, you should not do that. Okay, sir. So what is my company called? If I am restricting the right to transfer of shares, if I am limiting the number of members to 200, if I am prohibiting what? Invitation of funds from public. Yes or no? Invitation of securities from public. Then my company is called as private company. Pakka? Yes or no? Okay. Now what we are going to discuss is this limitation. The lawmakers have interpreted a bit, forward, they want to give a proper explanation of this limitation. Okay. So if you want me to explain it, lawmakers have said that, okay, they have given a proper, explanation of this limitation. Okay. So come on, I want to tell you one thing. I have an employee. Okay. So for example, Mowgli is my employee. Okay, Mowgli is my employee. So what is this Mowgli doing is he's working in my company. He's working in my company. Mowgli is an employee and he is working in my company. Okay. Now what happened is my company, I want some share, I want some funds. So what I did is I want to raise funds from public. So what Mowgli said, sir, I do have money. If you want some money, I'll give that money to you. That is what Mowgli said. Okay, Mowgli, you are giving money now. What should I do? Sir, you give my funds. I want to become a owner in your company. What you do is give your shares to me. What I'll do is I will give my amount to you, so that what you do is you give ownership in your company. So that's fine, no problem. Instead of giving my ownership to someone, what I'll do? I'll give my ownership to you. No problem. Yes or no? Pakka? Now what is happening is, this person, till now he is an employee, now he is becoming an owner. Now he is becoming a member. Come on, tell me guys. Come on, tell me. can we include this person in this 200? Can we include this person in our 200? So for that, what happened is lawmakers have interpreted that as no, if an employee, if an employee is becoming an owner now, if an employee is becoming an owner now, we cannot be included in this limit of 200. He cannot be included in this limit of 200. Pakka? Will he be included or is excluded? He shall not be included in this calculation of 200. Pakka? Sir, okay, this Mowgli is an present employee, no? He will not be counted in the 200. Now, what happened is there is another employee also. There is another employee, Sudarshan. Sudarshan is an employee in my company, okay? That too of an ex-employee, that is former employee, okay? Sudarshan. Okay, Sudarshan is a former employee, okay, not a present employee, but a former employee, okay. So he is not in employment now, but he is ex-employee. Now what is he doing is, he is also interested in investing his amount in my company. Come on, tell me. Present employee, that Mowgli is not allowed to become that Mowgli is not allowed to be counted in 200. Sudarshan, you are also allowed, you are not allowed. Allowed, huh? Pakka, because you are not in employment. Huh? For that case, in that case, lawmaker has interpreted that, Are Bhaiya, not even this present employee, even the past employee also cannot be counted in number of members. The limitation of 200 members. Did you get my point? Pakka? Did you get my point? For example, till now I have 199 members in my company. 199 members in my company. Now, Sudarshan is an employee. Sudarshan is an ex-employee. He is becoming the owner in my company. And Mowgli is an employee. He is also becoming an member in my company. Come on, tell me. There are two people coming into my company as an owners. So is it crossing 200? For the calculation of this provision, for the calculation of limitation of number of members to 200. So these people cannot be counted. These people cannot be counted. Point? Samajh gaye? So still there will be another two persons. Yes or no? Another two persons for the requirement of what? To call it as a public company. But two persons are there. Can you include those two people? No, we cannot. Pakka? Amma ardhamautunda? Did you get my point? Pakka? In the next point, I want to tell you another point is, what the lawmaker said is, okay, so when you are calculating the number of members of 200, so who should not be counted? One is ex-employees cannot be counted. Yes or no? Pakka? Two is present employees also cannot be counted. Yes or no? Pakka? Ex-employees should not be counted. Present employees should also not be counted. My point is, till now, these guys are employees becoming as an owner. Okay. Now there is a Telugu girl here. Okay. Parent amma, what is Akshaya? Okay. Akshita. So there is a girl called as Akshita. So she is an owner in my company. She is a owner. She is a fund, she contributed her funds in my company. Okay. She is already an owner, not an employee, guys. Not an employee. She is already an owner. She has invested her amount in my company. Okay. Now, what happened is, due to some unavoidable reasons, she is an owner. Please note my points. Already she is an owner. Due to some unavoidable reasons, she became as an employee. She joined in my company as an employee. Till now, is she an employee? No. But is Mowgli an employee? Yes. Now he became owner. Can he be counted in limit of 200? No. Sudarshan, is he an employee? Yes. He was an employee. Now he is not an employee, but he was. So can he be counted? No. But here, Akshita, She is a owner, not an employee. But presently what happened is, now she is joining as an employee after contributing the funds. After contributing the funds, she is joining as an employee. Come on, tell me. Will she be counted in the limit of 200 or not? Yes or no? Pakka? Yes or no? Kaiku? Bane cheptuna yes ane? Kaiku? Why? Yes. Because of yes, huh? Bolo, Akshita. Bol. ఏదో ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ ఇవ్వు, తెలుసా తెలీదా, ఎస్ ఆర్ నో. షీ హ్యావ్ టు గివ్ సమ్ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్. నో, నీలాగా తయారైందేంట్రా? వాట్ హ్యాపెండ్? నానా యూ బాబ్జీ విజయవాడ బోల్ రే. వాట్ హ్యాపెండ్? ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? కమాన్, వై ఎస్? లా మేకర్ సెడ్ దట్స్ వై ఎస్. కమాన్, టెల్ మీ గైస్. గుడివాడ? Yes. Yes, sir. Bhairava? No, yes, sir. So what happened is, lawmaker has given a proper explanation. Guys, she is already an owner. Okay, this fellow and that fellow who is called as a Sudarshan and who is called as Mowgli, not you, Mowgli, these were not an owners, but became owners after after they became as an employee. Future, in past they were employees, now they became as an owner. Okay, but from the beginning she is an owner, right? From the beginning she is an owner. Okay, so for that case, in that case, what lawmakers has said is, okay, she was an owner, now she became an employee, no problem, we can count her. But these fellows, you are not an owners from the beginning, but you were in relationship with the company. What relationship is yours? Employee relation. Now you become as a owners, members. Yes or no? Pakka. So you cannot be what? Counted in that 200, but she will be definitely counted in that. But guys, this is a point. It is an important MCQ question. Okay, it is an important MCQ question. Pakka? Did you get my point? Yes or no? Damn sure. Purinjucha? Okay, next point. I'll explain the next point also. See, sometimes there will be joint owners. Till now we discussed the employee becoming as an owner, ex-employee becoming an owner, an owner becoming an employee. Till now we discussed these three cases. The fourth case which I want to explain is joint owners. Joint owners. Sometimes my and my brother, we both will jointly purchase the shares of one company. Yes or no? This fellow and you. Okay. Ni parent nana? CR. Chaitanya and Chiranjeevi. So these two people, CC. So these two people, they can come and purchase the shares jointly. Okay. When the shares are purchased jointly, come on, tell me, these joint owners, yes or no? These people are jointly purchasing the shares. These two, for counting the number of members of 200, these two shall be counted as 1. Pakka? Shall be counted as 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. Concept. 2 gadu. For example, this is the concept. Okay. Because they are joint owners. Yes or no? These two shall be counted as 1. Pakka? Let's read that concept. Come on, guys. Amma, have you noted each and every example? Example number 1. Employee becoming as an owner. Point number 2, ex-employee becoming as an owner. Point number 3, owner becoming as an employee. Point number 4, joint owners becoming a owners. Pakka, joint owners. Okay, how can they be treated as? They can be treated as 1. See, for counting the number of members. For counting the number of members. Come on, let's read this concept. For counting the number of members, where 2 or more persons hold 1 or more shares in a company jointly, that is joint owners. Okay, jointly they are holding a shares. Okay, when they are holding the shares in a company jointly, they shall be treated as a single member. They can be treated as single member. I already told you, 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. Paka, joint, their share, I mean, their number of members in a company can be read as 1. Sir, there are 2 members. Yes, but they are how they are holding the company? Jointly they are holding shares in a company. Pakka? Yes or no? Okay. Next point. Persons who are in employment of the company. That is present employee. Who is that present employee we discussed? That is Mowgli. Okay. Yes or no? Mowgli is a present employee. Can that present employee be counted? No, he cannot be counted. Pakka? Okay, next point. Persons who have been formerly in employment, that is ex-employees, former employee. Yes or no? Now, what is he of a company? Were members of a company while in that employment, and he continued to be a members after the employment ceased. Can he become? Can he be counted? No, he cannot be counted. Past employees shall not be counted. Example: Sudarshan. Example, Sudarshan. Now, an existing member joined as an employee. Till now she was an employee, a member. She is a member. Now she become a employee. Can she be counted? Yes, obviously she can be counted. Pakka? Pakka? Damn sure. I'll give you 1 minute. Please go through with the concept fast. Fast. Come on, quick. Okay, guys, come on. Sare, cool, chill. Let's go to the practical question. Uh, Sare, Amma, please turn your workbooks to page number 140. Page number 140, question number 6. Page number 140, question number 6. Open karo re. Hostel में books. हाँ hostel में मोगली बोलो. हाँ हाँ. अरे try this answer amma. Question number 6. Please try this question. Please read this concept once. Okay. Question number 6, page number 140. Chadu. Guys, I told you total number of members. Members includes directors also. అర్థమైందా? చదువు. Okay, guys. I mean, okay, come on, tell me, guys. See, huh? See, we discussed that employees, will these employees be counted while calculating the number of members? Let's first of all, let's read the question first. Okay, first, directors and their relatives are 50, employees are 15, ex-employees shares were allotted when they were employees. Okay, when they were employees, shares were allotted. So how many members are there? 10 employees, ex-employees are 10, and 5 couples holding jointly in the name of husband and wife, 5 into 2, total 10. Okay, 5 couples. Okay, 5 couples. Then others are 145. Others are 145. I mean, other number of members. Okay. So, Flora Fauna Limited was registered as a public company. There are totally 230 members in the company as noted below. Come on, tell me. See here, it is given that there is a company. Okay, Flora Fauna Limited was registered as a public company, it seems. Okay, because it calculated all the members, and 50 plus 15 plus 10 plus 10 plus 145, total number of members is 230. So what did the Flora and Fauna Limited think is it is a public company. So it just read the Bare Act. That's it. By just reading the Bare Act, it thought that total number of total number of members in a company are more than 200. So we have to register ourselves as a public company. Come on, tell me. While reading, when you are a lawman or a layman, you are a lawman. Yes or no? Okay. Men includes women also. Okay. You may think that are only men now. Why people are not? Huh? Men and plural raw life control. So point is, the board of directors of a company proposed to convert itself into a private company. Okay, they want to convert itself into a private. They first what they did happen is they were registered as a public company. What happened is board of directors want to propose, why are you treating yourself as a public company? We are not a public company, because while reading the Bare Act, okay, why are you thinking that you are a public company? No, 200 in the sense we have, there are some extensions. There is a proper note given. That is what board of directors giving a clarification. No, you should not register yourself as a public company, but rather it have to be only a private company. That is what they are telling. So come on, tell me. Also, advise whether reduction in the number of members is necessary or not. Yes or no? Yes or no? So, is the board of directors contention correct or not? What are they thinking? No? Board of directors of a company proposed to convert into a private company. Yes or no? They can convert cannot convert How can you calculate? By calculating based upon the provision. So what is given in the provision? The provision says that employees cannot be counted as in the number of members. Pakka? Yes or no? Okay. Ex-employees also cannot be counted in the number of members. Yes or no? Okay. When it comes to joint owners can be treated as one. So there are 10 owners, 10 joint holders. They can be treated as 5. So 50 plus 5 plus 145. How much is that? 200. More than 200. Yes or no? Pakka? Damn sure. More than 200, 195. How much is that? Pakka? 200. Yes or no? Okay, let's go to the answer now. So what is given in the question? The same question, and you also have counted that. You also said the same thing. 50 you calculated. Yes or no? You also calculated 5 couples as 1. 10 couples as 1. So each one holding 2 persons holding 1 share. So there are 5 couples. So 5 and others 145. Totally there are 200. So is it more than 200? Less than 200? 200? 200? More than 200? Less than 200? So come on, tell me. Why is there a necessity of calling it as a public company, or is it a private company? Okay, therefore there is no need for the reduction of number of members. Is there any reduction? No need, because it is already a private company. No additional reduction needed. Pakka? No need to reduce the number of members, but who and all are there? There are 200. That is private company. If it is at least more than 1, so we have to reduce 1. If it is more than 200, for example, if we calculate the entire number, if it is 202, then how much we have to reduce? 2 to make it as a private company. Are there any additional members? No. So can we call it as a private company? Yes. Is there a requirement for us to reduce? No. Simple. That is what you have to give. So please go through the question once fast. Question and answer. So when they ask this type of practical questions, okay, you should not directly go to the conclusion, but rather you have to explain in the provision. So come on, tell me what is a provision. First you have to give the definition. Okay, definition. What is meant by a private company? Private company is a company which has minimum paid up share capital as may be prescribed, and by its articles it restricts. What does it restrict? Right to transfer of shares. And it prohibits. What does it prohibits? invitation of securities from public, and it limits the number of members to 200. When it comes to 200, ex-employees shall not be counted, present employees shall not be counted, and joint holders shall be treated as one. Simple. That provision you have to give here, and the apt conclusion you have to give here. That's it. Simple. Pakka? Yes or no? Damn sure. So please go through that concept once fast. Give you 2 minutes. Come on, quick. Okay, guys, there are some small and minute questions. Okay, come on, let's go to question number 9. Are private company shares transferable? Transferable? They are transferable, but there are certain restriction. But they are freely transferable. Yes, they are transferable, but restriction is there. Pakka? Next question. So, can a private company issue the shares in public offer? Can it make it public? No, it cannot make. So, can a private company issue debentures in public? What is given in the provision? Prohibition of issue of securities or shares. Security in the sense both debentures plus capital. Pakka? Yes or no? Both. Okay, but here transfer of shares, that is only capital. Pakka? Yes or no? Did you get my point? See, here shares plus debentures, both the things. Securities in the sense both debentures plus shares. But here only transfer of shares, but it is not restricting the transfer of debentures, guys. You have to put this in your mind. Okay. Now, next point. Can a private company shares be listed? Can a private company shares be listed? So, when you're, I mean, when you want to discuss that whether it is listed or not, you have to get to know a small idea of what is meant by listing. Yes or no? What is meant by listing, and what is a listed company and what is an unlisted company? So now we will discuss we'll discuss a concept called as listed company and unlisted company. Okay. So companies based upon listing. Companies based upon listing. Come on, let's open that concept, guys. Companies based upon listing. Agra Babu. Stuck in the Okay, Amma, based upon listing. See, when we discuss about the companies based upon listing, there are two types of companies, Amma. Okay, based upon listing, there are two types of companies. One is a listed company and another one is an unlisted company. When we want to discuss about an unlisted company, the definition says a company other than a listed company is called as unlisted company. Wow, very nice, right? Yes or no? So a company which is other than a listed company, it is called as unlisted company. So what is meant by listed company other than? So that is the reason we have to get to know what is meant by listed company. Okay. So what is given in the definition is, okay. So what is it saying is, a listed company means a company which has only its securities listed in the recognized stock exchange. Have you, watch this Lucky Bhaskar? Okay, stock exchange, stock market. Okay, they will be looking at the stock market. Yes or no? So you might have heard the voice, words such as crash, stock market crash, and like that. Yes or no? So what happens is, if your shares are listed, okay, in the recognized stock exchange, that means National Stock Exchange or Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, in the recognized stock exchange. Okay, if my shares are listed, that is, for example, I already told you in the previous session that when a company, if I want to purchase shares in a company, how can I purchase my shares, guys? Okay, I'll just, no problem. See, just go through this one. See, for example, if, see here, what happened is, these guys want to develop. Yes or no? They want to start a company. So what happened is, these people will be investing in our company. Okay, we will raise funds from these people. Yes or no? How can these people get to know that our company is there in existence or not? By way of proper advertisement. And that advertisement to issue securities to the public can be made by way of prospectus. I already told you in the previous session. Yes or no? So I want to invite securities from public. Arey, you want to purchase my shares? You want to purchase? Okay, you can purchase my securities, but I want money. You can give money and I will give you my shares. Yes or no? Yes or no? Did you get my point? How can these people from different places of India, how can they get to know that I need money? How can they get to know? By way of proper advertisement. That advertisement to a public of different places, okay, can be made by way of prospectus. Okay, so for example, if I am sitting here, I want to purchase the shares. So what will I do is, I will just go through, by just sitting here, what I'll do is, I'll just scroll like that. Okay, there is a new company. And if at all I want to purchase, I'll purchase by just sitting here. Yes or no? So from the different places of India, okay, if people want funds, okay, what they do is, they raise the funds by proper advertisement. We need money. Okay, we need money. So you give your money and we will give you the ownership. Pakka? So how can these people get to know that this company needs money? By way of advertisement. Yes or no? So for a proper advertisement, what happens is, companies get listed. Okay, companies get listed. Pakka? Did you get my point? Companies get listed. So where it will be listed? In the recognized stock exchange. So what happens is, these people are from different places of India, right? So what happens is, okay, there is a company. When it is listed in the stock exchange, what happens is, they try to invest their money in the company. Pakka? They'll just go through the previous trends and they will get to know of all the company's details, and then they will invest their money in the company. Pakka? So how can this be possible? This can be possible only when the company shares are listed. Pakka? When the company shares are listed. Ardhamainda? Did you get my point? Yes or no? Pakka? So that is the company called as listed company. A company whose securities are listed in the recognized stock exchange. Whose securities are listed in the recognized stock exchange, and that company is called as a listed company. And whose securities are not listed in the recognized stock exchange, that company is called as? Pakka? Yes or no? Did you get my point? Okay, sir, you told about securities, right? Is it securities in the sense equity, preference, debentures? What securities are you telling about? Okay, equity, preference shares, debentures. Okay, for that, what they have interpreted is, okay, when you have securities in the sense, I already told you, share plus debentures. Yes or no? So when there are debentures, debentures if I list, debentures only if I list, okay, and preference shares only if I list, I cannot be called as a listed company. Sir, I didn't get you. I'll tell you. If I list only the equity company, because equity shares, equity holders are the owners, real owners of the company. You will be getting a detailed understanding when we go to the chapter of share capital. Okay, in that chapter you will get a better understanding of what is meant by equity share capital, what is meant by a preference share capital at that time. So till then, please ruko zara, sawal karo. Okay, just till then, just hold. Okay, so equity shareholders are the real owners. Okay, and when your company shares are listed, that too which shares, Nana? Equity shares are listed. Then only your company is called as listed company. Sir, I have listed preference shares in the recognized stock exchange. I have listed debentures in the recognized stock exchange. Can my company is called as a listed company? Then they'll ask, what about equity shareholders? What about equity share capital? Nana. Okay, is that shares listed? No, sir, we did not list. Then you cannot be called as a listed company. Pakka? Did you get my point? Yes or no? So, sir, I did not list preference share capital. I did not list debentures also. But I listed equity share capital. Can I be called as a listed company? Of course. Because equity is the real ownership. Did you get my point? True owners are equity shareholders. Pakka? Did you get my point? So if my company shares, that two equity shares are listed and my preference shares are not listed and debentures are also not listed, then also I will be called as a listed company. Pakka? So let's go to that definition once. Okay, let's go to that definition once. Then you will get a better understanding. Come on, let's go to the definition once. When we go to the listed based upon a listing company, I already told you, listed company means a company which securities are listed in the recognized stock exchange. Whose securities are listed in the recognized stock exchange, then those companies shall be called as a listed company. Pakka? Damn sure? Now, the following cases of companies shall not be considered as a listed company. Who shall not be considered as a listed company? Point number 1. Public company. Okay. They have not listed their equity shares. Till now we discussed, no? They have not listed their equity shares, but they have listed their debentures, they have listed their preference shares. Is they called as a listed company? Can they be treated as a listed company? We discussed, no, till now. Yes or no? Only which company can be called as a listed company? When a company's equity shares are listed in the recognized stock exchange, then those company shall be called as a listed companies. Pakka? Okay, yes or no? So yeah, private companies which have listed their non-convertible debenture securities on private placement basis on a recognized stock exchange in terms of SEBI. What is meant by private placement? I already told you, private placement in the sense going to the big shots, okay, and raising the funds. Directly not going to the public at large, but I am going to the big shots and I am raising my funds. That is called as private placement. Okay, so private company listing their non-convertible debenture securities, okay, by way of private placement. That also bus. Okay, next, public companies which have not listed their equity shares as a on a recognized stock exchange, but whose equity shares are listed on the stock exchange in the jurisdiction as specified in subsection 3 of section 23, they can also what? They can also not be treated as a listed company. Guys, అర్థమైందా? నా బాధ ఏంటో అర్థమైందా? Did you get my point? Yes or no? So companies based upon listing. So two types of companies based upon listing. One is listed company and another one is unlisted company. Unlisted company is a company which is not a listed company, is called as unlisted company. So then what about listed company? Listed company is a company, okay, which shares are listed, which securities are listed in a recognized stock exchange. But following companies cannot be treated as a listed companies. Whose equity shares are not listed, but preference shares are listed, debentures are also listed. Private company, debentures are listed by way of private placement, then also not a listed company. And I already told you, equity shares means, sir, in a recognized, please please highlight this word, in a recognized stock exchange. In a recognized stock exchange, no, but not in the jurisdiction of what they are. Okay, so that is the point which I want to explain. So we discussed the concept, different types of companies based upon listing, guys. See, different kinds of companies based upon control we have successfully discussed. Yes or no? Different kinds of companies based upon members we discussed about private company and a public company. Yes or no? And different companies based upon listing also we have successfully discussed. Okay, and the remaining types of companies, that is the different types of companies on the basis of members, OPC and small companies, and on the basis of liability and such other companies, we will be discussing in the next session. Okay, are there any doubts? Pakka? Clarity? Are there any doubts? Nijanga? Yes or no? Okay, so we'll discuss the remaining topics in the next session. Please go through that concept once. First, go through that concept first. Okay, bye, Amma.